Hello, teachers, and welcome back. Today I was asked to present to you on a topic of cyberbullying. I'm going to talk about what it is. I'm going to talk about some examples and the effects of cyberbullying. We'll go over some statistics, how to handle it, and then I'll show you some places where you can find out more information. So let's get started. What is cyberbullying? I went to 3 different sites to get a definition because I think all 3 of them together really help define it. So first, any type of harassing, threatening, demeaning, or embarrassing another person online. The next one, the repeated use of technology to harass, humiliate, or threaten. Now in that second definition, the keyword that I found to be very helpful was repeated. We stress to our students regular bullying is repeated times. It happens over and over again. It's not just a one-time thing. That is the same thing with cyberbullying. And then my last definition actually came out of our bullying policy. And it says cyberbullying involves aggressive behavior using electronic devices and may include circulating electronic images or videos, insulting text messages, bullying through online games, or bullying through social media. So our lesson plan for today, we'll talk about the examples and effects of cyberbullying, the statistics that are out there, and how to handle it. So first, some examples of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can be many different things, including mean comments. It can be spreading rumors online, and either of these can be on social media or it can be on text messages. Anything where you have a device. Okay, another one is cyberstalking. Now, cyberstalking is defined as when attackers harass victims through online communication. Adults use the internet to contact and meet young people for abusive purposes. And then another one was fraping, and that's when someone logs into a child's social media account and pretends to be them, posting inappropriate content in their name. Okay, most of the time, cyberbullying deals with the way someone looks, their race, their intelligence, maybe their religion, things like that. And it's also very important to remember that cyberbullying does not just happen with kids. Sometimes those, in the cases of cyberstalking and fraping, are adults who are creating those fake accounts. So it's so important to inform kids. Some of the effects of cyberbullying. According to a video entitled Cyberbullying, cyberbullying can cause things like depression. Children can start to skip school or lose focus, and then that means their grades take a hit in school. It also causes low self-esteem and social anxiety. Some students will fight back, but others might completely give up and commit suicide. Now, Holiday referred to something as bullicide, and that's suicide by bullying. Obviously, all of these effects are terrible things that we don't want to happen to anyone, especially our students. One quote really struck out to me. The effects of cyberbullying are severe and cause emotional scarring, creating long-term symptoms of depression and, in some cases, suicide. Okay, moving on to our statistics. Okay, first I just have some little stats that I wanted to show with you. 7 in 10 young people experience cyberbullying before they hit the age of 18. We're in the elementary school. Okay, 12-year-olds, 6 through 12-year-olds are in our school, 5 through 12-year-olds. Those guys are already experiencing cyberbullying. Girls are almost twice as likely as boys to be victims and perpetrators of cyberbullying. Now, this doesn't mean that boys don't cyberbully or aren't involved in it, but girls are almost double as likely. Okay, and then Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, those are the most common platforms of cyberbullying. And if you look at your 6th grade girls, boys, if they have phones, I bet they have Instagram accounts. I bet they have Facebook and Snapchat accounts. Now, these aren't the only ways that cyberbullying can take place. It can also happen through text messages, video games, and even blogs. This chart came from the United States Department of Education, and it stopped me in my tracks. As you can see, it compares 2010 to 2016 in the frequency of principal-related cyberbullying. The largest difference was in the never category. This category decreased by almost 19% from 2010 to 2016. So in 2010, 37% of principals said, nope, we never had cyberbullying. But in 2016, only 19% said, no, we've never had it. This was the only category that showed a decrease, unfortunately. Cyberbullying is out there, no matter what we think. So how can we handle it? What can we do? As teachers, there are so many things that we can do. First, create a positive and inclusive environment in our classroom and in our school. It starts with teachers, principals, administrators, counselors. Anyone in our school can help us do this. Forming relationships with as many students as you can and really connect with them on a personal level. Being a teacher, as we all know, is way more than just teaching. Okay, the public school district in Seattle was very proactive and came up with 4 practices to prevent cyberbullying. First, they said, debunking misperceptions about digital behavior. 2, build empathy and understanding. 3, you have to teach online safety skills. And 4, equip young people with strategies to reject digital abuse in their lives. I think we do a really good job of especially 3 and 4 in our school district. Now, there's also how we can effectively make a school policy, okay, for cyberbullying. So, Hinduja and Patchen give 6 elements of an effective school policy. So first they say specific definitions of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. You have to be specific on these. They cannot be vague. 2, you need graduated consequences and remedial actions. 3, you have to list procedures for reporting. You have to list procedures for investigating too. 5, you have to have language specifying that off-campus behavior can result in discipline. Okay, and number 6, you have to have procedures for preventing cyberbullying. So you'll be happy to know that as we go back and look at our policy, almost all of these elements are in there. Okay, second step is our social emotional curriculum and bullying prevention training and curriculum that we use. We have to teach this with fidelity. We have to use this so that we are all on the same page. Okay, we're all using the same definitions. Students know what to do when we say different keywords from that curriculum. I would encourage you to go look at our school's policy for yourself. I was pleased to find that there was a character education website, and that website is good for students, parents, and teachers. It gives plenty of ideas that we can use. I embedded that link right here for you to go to. As teachers, when we look at our school policy, we know that we need to log any type of evidence that we have in PowerSchool for any type of bullying. Students need to know that if they feel they've been the target of bullying or cyberbullying, they need to report it on a reporting form. They can do this anonymously. Okay, our handbook has laid out the consequences for bullying in a chart, starting with a verbal warning, moving to after-school detention, and then even creating an individual plan for the student if there's been more than 3 consequences, or 3 offenses, I'm sorry. So I found a ton of information on all of these sites here. I would encourage you to go and do some research yourself and find out more about it. Thanks.